Morning everybody, here are the answers for the 6 questions. So question number 1, 5,616 divided by 54. So we definitely need to use the bus stop method to work out the answer for this one. As long as I don't do a dodgy bus stop. So 5,616 goes inside the bus stop and 54 goes on the outside. So we're looking at how many 54s are in 5. Well, we know there are 0. How many 54s are in 56? We know there's 1. So we put that 54 below, because 1 times 54 is obviously 54. And then you need to take that number away from 56. So 6 take away 4 is 2, and then 5 take away 5 is nothing. So I'm going to leave my 2 there. Then I'm going to drop my 1 down to make 21. How many 54s are in 21? There are 0. So then I now need to drop my 6 down next to 21 to make 216. How many 54s are in 216? Well, this is where I need to go over here and do my 54 times table, and I can easily work that out by using my partitioning method. So in this column, it's going to go up in 50s. In this column, it's going to go up in 4s, and 50 plus 4 is 54. Okay, that's the first multiple of 54. So next one in the sequence is 100. Next one in the sequence is 8. So 100 plus 8 is 108. Next one in the sequence is 150. 12, add them together, 162. 200. 16. Add them together, we've got 216. So we know that 54 goes into 216 equally without a remainder, so we just need to count them up. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So your answer is 104. Superb. Okay, multiplying 2 fractions together, I'll just move it into the middle of the screen. When you multiply 2 fractions, you multiply the numerators first, so 1 times 1 is 1, and then 8 times 3 is 24. So 1 over 24 is your answer. Question 3, finding 45% of 679. For me, the easiest way to do this is to find 50%, find 5%, and then subtract 5% from 50%. That will give you 45%. So 50% of this number, well, we know that whenever we find 50%, we have to divide the number by 2, because 50% is the same as a half, as a fraction. So to find half, you put it into your bus stop method, and you're going to divide it by 2 because you're going to halve it. So how many 2's are in 6? There are 3. Without a remainder, how many 2's are in 7? Well, we know there's 3, but there's also a remainder there, remainder 1, because 3 times 2 is 6. And then how many 2's are in 19? Well, there are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So there's 9 with another remainder. And this is where you need to carry those. So you put your decimal point in here and here, and then put your placeholder and carry that one over. That's your remainder. Then how many 2's are in 10? There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 5. So 50% of 679 is 339.5. Now we need to find 5%. So the way that you can do that is actually dividing 50% by 10, because 50 divided by 10 is 5. Okay, so if we put 339 here, and then divide this number by 10 by using the dots method, so we put, in 10 there's only 1 0, so we put 1 decimal point below, and then because we're dividing, we move it to the right, because we're making it 10 times smaller. So I move it once, and the answer that I get is 33.95. So I've got 50% and I've got 5%. So what I need to do now is subtract 5% from that 50%. So over here, I'm going to write my 339 on the top of my formal method because it's the larger number. And then I'm going to take away 33.95. And very important that you line the dots up correctly. And as you can see here, I need to put in a placeholder. Okay. So I start subtracting from the smallest digit. 0 take away 5 I can't do because the bottom digit is larger than the top. So I borrow from next door. 5 becomes a 4, the 1 becomes a 10. Sorry, so 0 becomes a 10. So 10 take away 5 is 5. 4 take away 9, again, we can't do, so we need to borrow from next door. 9 becomes an 8. 4 becomes a 1. 14 take away 9 is again 5. Drop your decimal point down. 8 take away 3 is 5. 3 take away nothing. 3 take away 3 is nothing. And then 3 take away nothing is 3. So 305.55 is 45% of 697. Okay, so that's your answer. Keep, change, flip method for dividing a fraction by a whole number. So keep, change, flip. Keep 6/7. Change the divide sign into a multiplication sign, and then we flip 2 over 1, which it is at the moment, into 1 over 2, which is the same as a half. When you multiply fractions, multiply the numerators, so 6 multiplied by 1 is 6, and then 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. We know that we can simplify these fractions, and the way that we do that is by finding the highest common factor. Very important that you practice finding the factors of numbers, so 1 and 6, and then 2 and 3. So there's 4 factors in 6, of 6, sorry, and then for 14, there's 1 multiplied by 14, 2 multiplied by 7, are there any others? Well, we know, could 3 go into it? No. Could 4 go into it? No, we know it can't. Can 5 go into it? No. 6? No. And then we get back to 7. Okay, so highest common factor is 2. So then we need to divide the top and the bottom by 2. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. And then 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 3 over 7 is equivalent to 6 over 14. That's how you simplify those fractions. Okay, so 5 multiplied by 7.02. I'd recommend flipping them, because remember, when you multiply, the numbers are commutative, so it doesn't matter what order you put them in, you'll still get the same answer. So I would put 7.02 on the top of your formal method, then I'd put the 5 at the bottom. And the reason why I put 5 there instead of in its correct for its place value is because you're multiplying each of those digits by 5. So 2 multiplied by 5 is 10. 5 multiplied by 0 is 0, plus the 1 is 1. Drop the decimal point down, and then 5 multiplied by 7 is 35. 35.1 is your answer. Okay, and then we've got 63.7 subtract 5.04. Now remember, most important thing is just to line the decimal points up. We need a placeholder here. We start subtracting from the smallest digit, so 0 take away 4 we can't do. 7 becomes a 6, 0 becomes a 10, 10 take away 4 is 6, 6 take away nothing is 6, drop the decimal point down, 3 take away 5 can't do, so we borrow on from next door again. 3 becomes a 13, so 13 take away 5 is 8, and then drop your 5 down, so 58.66 is your answer.